Hello, this is Laura Scott, Independent Demonstrator for Stampin' Up, here on Tuesday evening, February 22nd, 2022. One of my favorite days. I love it when the numbers of the day go like that. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's so fun. Just gonna see some comments coming in. I hope you guys are all enjoying one of the last days of February. Can you believe March is almost here? So excited. And I'm here tonight to have some fun and show you this wonderful bundle by Stampin' Up that is called Flowering Rain Boots. Hi, Melanie. So glad you can make it tonight. I am thrilled to be showing you some new product tonight. I know last week you guys saw the new Waves of the Ocean bundle that's coming out March 1st, so it's right around the corner, and I will show you the paperwork again as I turn the camera around, but I wanted to say hello first. Today is kind of a difficult day for me because my two youngest puppies, Stella and Ruby, both got spayed yesterday. Hi, Debbie. Glad you could join me. I know Debbie's got a new puppy too. Hi, Kathy. So, yes, my two little girls got spayed yesterday, so did not get much sleep last night and do not anticipate getting much sleep tonight either. They are a little out of sorts. They don't know what's going on. Got the big cones of shame, if you will, on their heads, and I'll post some pictures on my Facebook page so that you can see. They're just so precious. Bringing them home in the car yesterday. They were in the back. We laid down some blankets, and I sat in the back seat when my husband drove, and the puppies were in the far back of my Subaru Outback, so it's got a nice back section. And we laid down some blankets to make them comfortable. They were so cute. They put their little noses together, so like the cones were around each of them, but they were like face to face. It was so precious. So they were comforting each other. I loved it so much. So anyway, that's a little bit about me and what's going on in my life right now, but we will flip the camera around and have some fun. I did some card swaps recently, and I used this Flowering Rain Boots product, and I had so much fun, and I had so many people ask me about it. I just thought I have to do it for my Facebook Live to show everybody. So here we go. I promise we're gonna do this. Is it split? Oh, I don't want it split. I want solo. Hang on. Haven't had that happen before. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, the cone of love, Melanie said. Hi, Melanie. Yes. Oh, yes, the cone of love. Poor guys. But I'll show you some pictures on the Facebook page. Very, very cute. So, all right. So tonight we're going to be playing with Flowering Rain Boots. And I may try to go a little faster than normal, only because two very, very cute cards I wanted to go over, and they're fun folds, so that will be fun as well to show you. But first, a little bit of business. The Waves of the Ocean, if you don't already have it as a demonstrator, will be coming out March 1st. It will be available to May 2nd, and then it will be the framelits and the stamps will be coming out in the next annual catalog. But the paper, the DSP, blue foils, and rhinestones are as supplies last. So they are so fun. And if you haven't seen it already, you should definitely catch my video from last time where we did a beautiful card with this product. And I will, for my YouTubers, I will attach that. And if you're on my Facebook, it's right there for you video. Let me know if you have any questions. And with that, I'll tell you how to contact me. StampingCoast2Coast.stampinup.net. You can email me at stampingcoast2coast@gmail.com. And my February host code, if you go to my website, is DA6DRVB2. So if you purchase under $150, please use that host code so I can keep doing these videos. I have a lot of fun showing you how to use new product, and this is how I make it possible. Otherwise, if you spend over $150, please do not use the host code, and you can reap some reward dollars and get some extra product yourself. That'll be fun. Okay, so going to Flowering Rain Boots. Should I show you the card or shouldn't I show you the card we're going to do? Okay, I'm going to show you. I can't stand it. This is one of the cards. You got to stick around if you want to see the next one. Ha ha ha. This is a fun fold we'll start with. And I know it's hard to see it when you're at that angle, but what it does is it stands on your desk like that. So I'm going to try to hold it so it looks like that on your desk. So it folds once and stands. And then the second time, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm flipping around like a silly girl. That's where actually writing happens. But you don't see that until you open it up. So let's do a little side view. That's how it stands. Show the card, Melanie said. I'm sorry, there was a little delay, but yes. Yay, that's the card. I think Melanie might have one in her hands. She was in our card swap. I had so much fun. So I'll show you this one, but I won't show you the next one until we get to it. So, haha. To stick around. And these are the stamps which have beautiful sentiments. Every storm that comes also ends, which I think is beautiful. Especially this time of the year, right? And then rain or shine, I'm here for you. Our friendship is naturally beautiful. Live life in full bloom. I love that sentiment. I've used that a few times already. Love, love. And then the framelits, you have the ones that cut out the boots, cut out the watering can, cut out the stems and leaves for the flowers, the pot, and then the two types of flowers. You have these flowers and these flowers. I wanted to guess what kind they are. They kind of look like daisies, kind of look like tulips, roses. You tell me what you think they look like, but I love them. Very, very pretty. My sister would smack me because she's a florist. This is a little seed packet, and there is a framelit to cut that out. And then there's two bonus framelits. One is, as you'll see right here, love, 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 like a lattice. And I've seen people put multiple ones to really look like a lattice. And then they got this little, I don't know, fork raker thingy. Gardeners, please help me out. And I had so much fun with this. And then we've got the embellishments, which, oh, I'm gonna have to look in the catalog unless somebody beats me to it on what they're called. Shoot. Oh, I just dropped stuff. Sorry, guys. I will pick that up in a moment. But I just, this is what they look like. And there's clear. I'm going to have to get something white to put behind it. Hold on. There's clear and then there's silver. This is the silver. And of course this clear is what I dropped. I will pick it up in a second. Just trying to see if it actually fell or not. Those suckers being clear. Okay, so to get the idea, they're different shapes. There's circles, there's like diamond, and then there's teardrop, which I'll turn it around because we're doing raindrops. So there you go. Isn't that cool? Okay, so sorry, it's just bothering me that I dropped those little embellishments. I found them. They couldn't go far. See, and these are the clear ones. Let me see which way it goes. Yeah, it goes like that. See? So it makes perfect little raindrops for my watering can. So that is what I put here. And then I embossed that with white. So we are going to go through making it, but some of the stuff I'm having pre-done just to make it faster and easier for you all. Don't want to take it out too long. So, all right. I'm going to start with our pre-pack. But first, I got to clear section here a little bit. Okay, and just so the framelits, I put it on a magnetic sheet just to make it easier to show you them, but this is what it comes in, and it's called Rain Boots Dies. So that's coordinating. Okay, so we have all these lovely pieces and an envelope. All right, so we are going to start with telling you the base. The base, I use basic gray. And tell you, sorry, let me just set this little puppy down for a second. Oh, I got puppies on the mic, can you tell? Basic gray, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Okay. So I'll just get out my little handy dandy little scorer. Sorry, I just need to close it up. I had it opened up. I'm going to get that out of the way so I don't smash anything. All right. So, I'll turn it around. I find it easier this direction. All right, so basic gray, we're going to, like I said, 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to score it 5 1/2. So I'm going to look up here. I got 5 1/2. And the score is the light colored one. I don't want to cut it with a dark blade. Okay. And that will be the base. And then we have, again, that was basic gray. This is Mary Merlot. So the size of this piece of paper is, let's see, it is 4 by 10 1/4. And I'm going to score at 2 1/2 and at 5. Okay. So first, I'm going to do it at 2 1/2. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Debbie said the card is beautiful. Thank you so much. So nice. So 2 1/2 and 5. I had not done this fun hold before this card swap, so I really challenged myself. No, it's not simple stamping, as they say, but it is stepped up a bit, but it is so fun. That is worth a little bit of extra work. Just, I had fun hoping to wow the other demonstrators that I was sending it to. I hope it worked. So the basic gray, I'm going to look for my little bone folder and just fold that in half. Sorry, I'm a little OCD with my folds. Drives me a little nuts if they go off. Kilt. Okay. I love you seeing the card, but I have to get out of the way. It's going to get smashed. Okay, so then for this, we have 2, we have 1 and 2. So first fold is going to go this direction, second fold is going to go that direction. So we have a mountain fold and a valley fold. So first, the mountain fold. And the valley fold. I hope I said that right. So it's going to go like this. And then we're going to adhere it onto the gray, and that's how it's going to create the card opening for the gray and the stand in the front with the Mary Merlot. Okay, and then I also have a piece of Mary Merlot for the inside. This one measures 4 by 5 1/4 because I wanted to have a nice framed out layer on the inside. And if you're wondering the DSP, I guess I should tell you, of course, I'm so sorry. This is a gorgeous new DSP that came out in the January to June mini catalog called Flowering Fields, and that's also where you're going to find the Flowering Rain Boots bundle. Sorry, I should have said that. Again, that you can find that on my website, and I'll show you real quick the paper. So you get 2 sheets of each. So I'll just go through this real quickly with you. This is the sheet that we're using today. I have really had some fun with this. I might do another Facebook Live soon with the, there's some windmills that were really fun. So again, there's 2 sheets of each. The A side or the front side, whatever way you want to call it, are big and bold. I even love this. I believe it's Poppy Parade. It's so pretty. Nice bold color. Got some small flowers, you got larger flowers, and then you've got some really large flowers. So cool. I'm just gonna flip it over so you can see the B side. So pretty. Look at that. If you're a purple girl like me, I just love that. You got greens, which you can chop up and make with trees, shrubs, scenery, whatever. This is gorgeous. Love that color. And I'll read off the colors. Got some sky, got some more greens for flower backgrounds. So fun. So I'm going to tell you the colors. First of all, if you look on the back, they're all listed. It's also in the catalog. Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, Mango Melody, Pear Pizzazz, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Rich Razzleberry, Soft Succulent, and So Saffron. So pretty. Okay. So, pulling out this one, which I thought was so pretty, understated. Love, love, love. So, for this, I did chop a large piece to go in the background here. I do need to cut a piece for the front though that is not already cut. So let me cut that real quick for us. And that size, let me think. So this large size back on here is, so I want to tell you right, hold on. It's going to be 4, nope, sorry. I'm going to have to measure. Sorry, I don't want to tell you wrong. Oh, I know what it is. It's 3 7/8 by 5. Okay, 3 7/8 by 5, and it's layered right on top of that Mary Marlowe. Okay, so we'll do that in a minute. But I do want to cut this one real quick. It's just a small piece, and it is going to be 2 1/4 by 3 7/8. If you're following along, 2 1/4 by 3 7/8. So I'm going to get my cutter back out real quick. And I want to make sure it's going the right way. So width-wise is 3 7/8. This way is the 2 1/4. So I'm going to cut this way first. 2 1/4. So I don't want to waste. I shouldn't say I don't want to waste. I don't want to cut up too much of my paper before I need it. I'm going to set that over there so it stays nice. And this way, 3 7/8, I believe. So let's try that. 3 7/8. And hopefully I measured that right. I will do a quality check in a second here. Let's see. I'm always checking against my sample card. Yep. That looks good to me. So we'll just set those aside. Aren't they beautiful? Okay. So we got that. So we're going to go ahead and assemble some of that, and then we'll start stamping some of the other images, okay? So on the inside, let's go ahead and put this right on here. And you can use tear and tape, you can use Stampin' Seal Plus, you can use your liquid Tombow multi-purpose glue. I prefer to use Stampin' Seal Plus for this type of job, just because I know it's nice and strong. Oh man, it's gonna challenge me. It started to, oh, that's what happened. It ran out. Oh my goodness. All right. Sorry, did not plan for that, but that's okay. We always have to improvise in crafting, right? So let's go to the Mambo glue. Just as it gave out, it kind of gave a big piece of tape. The one thing you want to watch for is not to let it, any kind of glue, have a big lump in it, because you don't want people to see a lump on your card. So hopefully this, let me just bring over the light and make sure you can see. Another benefit to doing it this way is it's faster. All right, so I want to make sure I'm putting it on the correct way, because you want this to open this direction. You want this to fold this direction. So I'm going to stand up, close it up. Try to make sure it's all centered, because there's a lot to look at with it folding like this. The nice thing about the liquid glue is it does give you a second to shift things around if you need to. I think that's good. All right. So we got that laid down. And then on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and just glue down my layer there. That way there's less paper laying all over my desk. Get a little organized. All right, probably should always use the liquid glue with you guys. Very organized this way. I can go ahead and even glue these down. I'm not putting any ribbon behind it or anything. Just some pretty DSP. Here we go. Make sure your flowers are upright. And again, it's nice to have liquid glue. I did not do a lot of framing because I wanted as much of this beautiful flower designer paper as possible to show. Same thing down here. You'll see I did not leave a lot of framing space for the Mary Marlowe. Again, make sure your flowers are upright. Making sure we're centered and straight. Okay. See, not difficult. All right. Such a pretty base. So on the inside, I also have a couple more accents, if you will. A little bitty strip of this, the Flowering Fields DSP. This is 5/8, so it's not even an inch. 5/8 by 4. Okay, so it goes all the way across, and then we're going to do it like this. I'll bring it up to the camera. I'm just going to glue it so that the strip is on top. Sorry, I'm giving it a little bit of a simulation there. I'm going to glue it like that. And then when I put it down, I'm going to let some of the prior paper show. But I'm going to want to put this down first. And I don't know about you, but I like to stamp my sentiments before I glue them down because I need to take advantage of two sides of a piece of paper if I mess it up. So let's see. Where did I get? I couldn't wait for a special occasion. I'm thinking. Or I can use something else. But let me just see if I can think real fast where that came from. I'm still here. So sorry. Oh, you know what? I've got to make a birthday card today. So I'm going to use flowering flowers. Change this up just a little bit. Let me think for a second. I liked that sentiment on the front though, that just a little high from me. I have that prepared. Oh, you know what would be fun? I could do sending a card instead of a text. I love that. So this is a great, great set. Love the font on all of this. Time for a happy dance. I already know who I'm sending that to for upcoming event. I like you, thank you, just a note. Love, love this set. Okay, so sending a card instead of a text. Let's see. Sorry, I haven't used this one before. I'm just really excited. And sorry, don't mean to be off camera that long. I had pulled out the wrong one. I'd say I'd need my glasses on, but I had them on. So we're gonna. So now may be a nice time to tell you how I prefer to put my stickers on. I know some people don't put stickers on, but I do. So I will show you real quick how I do it. Just gonna grab a block because I do the block technique, if anyone knows what that means. It is where, let me just see, yeah, that'll fit. The block is not as clean as I like though. Let me try one more. Hold the phone. So sorry. All right, so I have a block. All right, so what you do, I take this off. I just put that down. Then there you go. Each of these have like a peel section. It's all split, so it makes it nice and easy. And I'm sure lots of people have different ways to do this. Some people put it straight down on there. Very good way. I do it quite often. But if I'm going to be honest, what I prefer is to take that off of there and the sticky side up. That block is just too small for me to do this. Sorry. One more block. Okay, so you put the side that normally would go on the block when you're using it on the block. Okay. All right. Sorry. Bear with me 1 second. I'm having a little camera difficulty. Not sure why it's giving me error messages. I hope that you don't see it, but I need to fix it just in case. All right, sorry. We are back. And It's going into low power mode. I don't like that. So hang on one more second while I fix that. I have a charger right here. Just need to get it situated here real quick. Sorry. Hopefully nothing will fall as I plug this in. Sorry. Look away if you're going to get seasick. Be back. There we go. We're back. Sorry. All right. Hi, Anna. Oh my goodness. Sorry. All right. So back to what we were doing. We were learning, right? So we're going to do this. So I need to make sure this is upright. So it goes like this. So all you do is look through the block and try not to put my head in the way. And hopefully it will work. All right, I obviously touched something because I love that Debbie's on my screen, but I don't know how to get you off, Debbie. Oh, there we go. I love that. Okay, so anyway, back to this. Sending a card instead of a text. Let's grab our black memento. Straighten my desk because I got a little off kilter. Don't I always get too excited and make things crooked? And I always say, do a test. Get nice and dark. This might need to be re-inked, but that's okay. We should be good for tonight's stamping. All right, so. Hopefully I haven't rocked it too much, or I'll have to flip this over. Yep, I did rock it. That's why we have two sides of a piece of paper. Goodness gracious. Let's try it a little slower. Sorry, got myself all discombobulated. This is also a good reason to use your Stamparatus so that you can re-ink it, make it nice and dark without having to push hard. There we go. All good. All right, sending a card instead of a text. So that is that. Close my ink before my friends panic that I'm going to put my hands in it like I always do. So this is actually going to go down first, and then we're going to glue these down. All right, so I'm going to glue the oopsie side down. So the good side is up. All right. I just want to make sure that's not a glob. Make sure you have your tissues ready so you don't get that on your hands. I didn't really touch it, so I'm okay. All right, so I'm just going to center this. And then I can go ahead and glue these down. And first, I want to glue this to here. So I'm just going to make a nice thin strip of glue. And okay. If I had my silicone mat handy, I would have put it underneath, but I think I'm okay. Definitely think one of the best inventions by Stampin' Up! Is a silicone mat. Probably see me use it every time. Love it, love it. Okay, so I just want to try to get this from edge to edge with just a little strip showing. I prefer to put down one side and then the other. And if you go off a little bit, if you're using Tombow glue, you probably can shift it. But it looks like maybe I cut it not exactly the same. So you can get out your long scissors. Ignore the fact that these are my ribbon scissors. It's just one of my longer blades. Okay. All right, so we got that, and then we'll just put more glue on the back. That's a little much, but that's okay. I'll smear it around, don't worry. So now when I put it down, I want to leave a little bit of the bottom layer peeking through. There we go. That's why I use liquid glue. I was able to smush it around. Sorry if I was off camera there for a second, but there you go. And that way you don't have to stamp on the white. It's just a little strip of designer paper. It makes it all. Oh, Melanie, I just saw your message. She said that was a celebration stamp set. Oh, see, I love that stamp set. And now I know which one you mean. Sorry I didn't have it out. I may get it out here in a minute, but I know this card takes a bit of time, so I don't want to take away from that. But those that wonder, I will tell you as soon as I'm done with the card, the name of that stamp set, because it is really a cute saying. So, and I will also need to do just a little high from me. And I'll tell you which one that one's from too at the same time. So, bear with me one second. This is what happens when you drop your stuff. Got me a little discombobulated. Okay, so I use today's stamps to do most of these things, and I will tell you, I'm going to talk you through most of this because I know that it would take some time to do it all. So tonight's one of the few times I'm not going to do it all on camera. So this watering can, I did stamp that on top of Smoky Slate. Okay, so I used basic gray ink on top of Smoky Slate and put that through with the framelit. Okay, so I use the stamp and I use the framelit. Okay, and what I did for every one of these, and again, it would take time, so I'm not doing it on camera for one time, is that every one of these, when I stamp them, I use clear embossing powder and I heat embossed it. So I stamped the basic gray on the Smoky Slate, and then I heat embossed it with clear. Okay, because I wanted the color to shine through. And then I did the same thing, and this is just on white scraps, and this is Old Olive, just on basic white cardstock, and heat embossed with clear embossing powder. This, I wanted to match the Mary Marlowe, so this is Mary Marlowe, just on a white scrap, and heat embossed again with the clear embossing powder. So, and then here, this is Smoky Slate on top of Smoky Slate. I wanted the watering can to stand out. I did try that in the Smoky Slate, but I did not like it as light. So the pot, I was okay with it, but the watering can, I did want it to stand out. And then this was crushed curry. Okay, and if you look, you will see, can you see all that heat emboss with a clear. Trying to show you how it's kind of shiny. Everything is heat embossed. Now, what I did after I heat embossed, and again, this is Mary Marlowe, after I heat embossed the flowers for this one, and I did it before I cut out with the framelit, but you could do it after. I went back for this one. I will show you what I did for this one. Okay, we don't have to heat emboss, but I can show you. I'm just going to grab a piece of white scrap. Okay, and I'm going to grab some Mary Marlowe. Okay. All right, so let's get out our stamp. I want to show you this technique I did. And I did do it on the other card as well. So I'll talk about it in a moment. So I'm going to get out a little block. Okay. So I just stamped. Okay. And then I put some clear embossing powder on there and heat embossed it. Okay. I can show you that real quick, just this one item. Okay, I got out the clear. Embossed. No, I didn't. I got out copper. 1 second. One more moment. Okay, so I got the clear, and I keep mine just in a little Tupperware. Okay, and I have this is not a real spoon. This is just a plastic spoon. In fact, there's several ways you can do it, but this is one. I want to be very careful next to your open ink. I really should have closed that, right? Do as I say, not as I do. All right, so put the powder on, okay, tap it off, okay. I'm going to close up my container, and I'm going to close up my ink. I did not want any of that sandy stuff to get in my ink. That would be gross. But it's not going far because I need it back in just a second. And then I would take my heat gun, which I put away because I didn't. So I take your embossing heat gun. Hold the phone. Oh my goodness. We're having an earthquake. Hold on. I don't think you shifted, but I sure did. There you go. Sorry for the seasickness. Okay. So now I'm going to mute you for 1 second while I heat emboss this, okay? Because I'm sure you don't want to hear it. So let me just figure out where the mute is. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so sorry, I unmuted it now. So I'm going to show you. This is heat embossed. Try to see if you can see it shiny. Oop, lost focus there for a second. Can't really see it shiny, but trust me, it is. Oh, oh, there you go. Sorry, I found a way. There it is. You can see it all shiny now. Okay. So what I wanted to show you was what I did was I took a water painter. Okay, and they come in sets of 3 in the annual catalog. And what I did was a little watercoloring. And I'm very, very light with the water because this is not a watercoloring paper. Okay, so what I did was I just took a clear block, just put it right in the ink. I probably did not need nearly that much. I could have just tapped it in a corner of the ink pad. Would have probably been plenty. And close that up. You don't need it anymore. Okay, so you can squeeze out a little bit of water onto the corner of your block just to make sure the water's going, and pull just a little bit of color from it. And notice I'm going to cut this out with a framelit, so I don't need a lot of this, so I can test it over here. Okay, you see how that came out? So what I did was I started from the center, excuse me, of each flower. Whoop, ignore that. And I just went out. Sorry, I'm looking from a different angle than I would normally do this because of the camera. And I just kept going. So you'll see it's getting lighter as I keep going. And I like that because I wanted different flowers to have, you know, some flowers I wanted it to seem like they were maybe in the front. Others are darker in the back. All right, and I did do this, like I said, after I heat embossed because I wanted the theme to go throughout my card of everything being heat embossed. And you'll see that's all the pink, the Mary Marlowe. And again, you can do that as light or as dark as you want. I'll show you. You see? And I did purposely leave some white spots just to give it character, okay? But what does it need? It needs some yellow, right? So I'm going to take this. Usually have a rag nearby. That's what happens when you improvise. All right. See all the colors out of it. All right. So I'm going to take this, carefully put it to the side because I have to clean it now. And then you can take, I took Daffodil Delight, and some people do that where you like push on the lid to get a little bit, but guess what? I'm not that strong. So that's why I'm going to grab another block. And this one's real big. Again, I don't need much, just a teeny tiny bit. Not wasting your ink, not going to get a refill. Some people do the refill drops into their lid and then it will just be absorbed. But again, and you can test how strong it's coming out on the paper, okay? But then that's what I did to paint. And again, you can use your Stampin' Blends instead, but I really just had fun watercoloring. And this has a very tiny tip on this particular water paintbrush, okay? And then, and you could have done it with your Wink of Stella as well as another option, right? You could do it with Wink of Stella, okay? And it paints as well with a little bling to it. I think I did go over this with Wink of Stella at the end on my flowers, so just so you know. Sorry, I am just clearing off my paintbrush to make sure it's going to be clear next time I use it. And honestly, I leave this right on my desk and a little pencil holder, okay? So then, okay, you can stop there, or like I said, I did go over it with some Wink of Stella to give my flowers some bling. And what I did was I first went over one color and then I wiped it off and then went over the yellow, because I'm being a little impatient, right? But you can just wipe it off somewhere. And then you go over the yellow. Boom. Clean that off. Throw it in your drawer. Okay. And then I took the flower framelit, put it on here. A lot of people use Post-its, different things to keep it in place. I actually have my lovely tape dispenser right next to my cut and emboss machine. It is Scotch tape that is repositionable Scotch tape, so it doesn't stick, comes right back off. I do that trick where you put it on your skin for a little bit, like once or twice, to make sure it's less sticky, but it's repositionable. So that's really easy and convenient next to your cut and emboss machine. So I'm going to put this back on my magnet so I don't lose it. Okay, this is going to be going over to my machine because I will cut this out and use it on a future card. Isn't that pretty? So again, play with your colors, do what you want. But that is how I came up with this little bunch of flowers. And so what else? White embossing powder, like I told you, I did all those with clear. Now I took a little scrap of Mary Marlowe and I stamped and used white embossing powder to do my sentiment because I wanted it to stand out without too much effort, and I wanted it to blend with the other Mary Marlowe on the page. Okay, so we have that. We have our watering can. Can you see the embossed? Like I said, that's basic gray on smoky slate, sorry. Okay, and this is Mary Marlowe with a little bit of, what did I say it was? Daffodil Delight for the centers. This is Smoky Slate on Smoky Slate. This is Old Olive on Basic White. This is Mary Marlowe. Again, you can see that's going to fit right on top of there with some dimensionals. This is Crushed Curry. This is our little seed packet. And then, if you're wondering, this is from the, in the catalog, the January to July catalog, in the new blue foils, there is a strip of, there's one sheet of silver. So you have two different blues, and then you have a page of, a sheet, I should say, of silver. And I did use the adhesive sheets that are found in the annual catalog to put on the back of that to make it easier to cut out. And I use that same silver paper to cut this out, and then some basic black. And what I did there was, let me show you. Sorry. That was another one that hit the floor. Bear with me. I have another one here. Hang on. I have another packet ready to go that I'm going to pull that from, because it's a little teeny tiny piece. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's one. So that is cut out by the framelit one time, and then I went back and just cut the handle with basic black cardstock, and I'll show you. So then I just went back and cut just the handle, and what I'm going to do is just trim off a little bit of the extra. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm cutting the right part. So I just cut the little nip off there, so now it's all part of the handle. And I'm just going to use a dot of glue on the back of this to adhere it to the handle of the silver. So it's always easier to have more to glue it to than less. I did learn that the hard way. I thought maybe I would save some silver paper by cutting less of the silver, but then I didn't really have anything to glue it to. Just a teeny tiny bit of that glue. Or you could cut this out with unadhesive strips as well, but I did not. But I did on the silver. Sorry, I'm just gonna shimmy that a little bit to get it centered. Even squeeze to a tiny bit just to kind of give even pressure on both sides. There you go. So now you have a handle on it. Sorry, it's not focusing. Give it a second. Okay. Isn't that the cutest? So I love that. All right. So we will move some stuff aside again. And we're going to construct this lovely baby. Okay, we got the inside already done. So now we're going to do this part. So I'm going to grab my favorite tool, take your pick tool, so that I can start the little edge and pull that adhesive sheet backing off. So fun. That's like the most satisfying thing ever. If you do that, you gotta love it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that in here. Give it a little press when you think you have it in the right spot. And now we do like dry positioning for the rest of it. You could have done it with that as well, of course. I want to make sure I can see this when this is opened. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now because I want to know what it's going to look like with that for my positioning. So I think I'm going to grab some large dimensionals for this one. Let's see. I have a new sheet here. Isn't that exciting? Oh, love breaking in a new sheet. Love finishing an old sheet. I use every last little bit. I think I'm going to put a mini maybe on that section right there, just to make it easier on myself. I can also cut a large one, but I think I'm just gonna put the mini here. Boom. All right, so again, before you take any backs off, you can try to see where that positions. So I want it to go over a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna leave the can there. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of glue. Now, don't worry, the next card we're not gonna put together. I can tell it's taken too long with this card. I guess eyes get a little bigger than my stomach, right? All right, so I'm going to put this in here. Need to make sure it's straight. I think that's straight. Okay, take the backings off. Put them in the trash. Sorry, some people can do this multiple pieces at once. Oops, sorry, that one's already off. But my OCD friends should appreciate the fact. You can tell it's still Valentine's Day. Theme. I've got my hearts on my fingers and my bracelet and on my shirt. Yes, last week of Valentine's Day. celebrations. Let's see. All right, so make sure not to, because I have the whole card base here. Whoops. Want to make sure I don't go over the edge. But I do think it's fun to go over the sentiment a little bit. So there, okay? Now, I want to do my flowers. So I know I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of these. And for this one, you'll see that I'm only going to put dimensionals on one side because I want it to sit a little cockeyed. So I did already put some dimensionals on the back of that one. So we have that one ready to go. This one I'm going to use minis, and I am actually faster if I use my take your pick tool to operate with the minis. So if you ever have trouble, I highly recommend you using this tool. I haven't quite got down peeling off the backings with it that a lot of people do, but I do love using it to lay them down, which I'm not sure how many people do that. Let me know if you, no. Oh good, it didn't set yet. Center me. Center, my friend, okay. I need to not take those backings off yet because I don't want it to, I want to be able to do a dry positioning. And for this one, I want to make sure to take that off. Hold on, hold the phone. For this one, as you'll see here, it kind of goes over the top. So I want to make sure I don't put a dimensional too high. So for this one, I'm going to keep them nice and low. All right. That way I don't run into any problems with that. All right. So now let's get some stuff out of the way. Let's do some dry positioning. This is my favorite part. So we have this, we have this, we have this. Sorry, I'm going to keep saying that right. I want this to go over the top. And if I had with me, you know what I recommend, but I don't have it with me, is a large paper clip. You can paper clip your card together to keep it to lay flat. Oh, did anyone pick up the fact that I have not laid down my white strip? I felt like, and you'll see, I want you guys to see this. Why am I using white underneath? As you can see from my sample, I did put a strip of white, and I'll tell you, I did play. I should have brought all my samples. I played with different colored greens. I thought to myself, what am I going to do about this background, right? I should have shown you, but as pretty as using blending brushes are to do a soft background, I just felt like it did not go with this particular look. So I put all this on here, and I just thought it kind of got lost. I wanted my flowers to pop, and I felt like the watering can and the sentiment could handle it. But I thought all this got too busy, okay? So that's why I just ended up coming up with this strip, and I did, like I said, I tried it with greens, I tried soft succulent, I tried old olive, I tried different ones, and you can play if you want, but I ended up finding that white, and there is white, you'll see in the paper itself, in the DSP is white. So I felt like this maybe brought a little of that out and complemented it. So you can tell me what you think. But that's what I found anyway. So I'm just gonna center this on here. And again, since it's the Tombow glue, I don't have to panic about my positioning right away. I have a few seconds. to center that. Okay. All right, so, whoa, my bracelet fell off. Startled me. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just put some flowers down. And I'm gonna put these over to the left as far as I can. Only because, sorry, hope I wasn't too far off the screen. I just put some glue on the back of the leaves, and I'm gonna put this over to the left as far as I can without being off the page too much, because I don't want the flowers to touch each other if I can help it. Okay, so now this is where some people do different things to take it off. People can poke in the center. Let's see if I can figure that out real quick. Oh, look at that working for me. Okay, I got some of them off. That was faster than normal. Cool. All right, just want to get this little piece out of here. Of course, what time I saved learning to do that, I lost by trying to find that one. Okay, anyway. And the beauty of this set is that each of these beautiful flowers has its own stem. Really like that, see? And then we can do the pot on the other side with the flowers. This one I did a little higher just to give some contrast. I wanted it to have the flowers going off the page. So we'll do somewhere like there. All right, get a little glue on here. Smush it around a little bit. All right, so we got that. And then I can take the backings off. Yeah, I got a little ink on the back, but no one's going to see that. Very nice. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on this side for when it touches. That was a lot of glue. I'm not going to... And if you know you have a lot of glue, I'll tell you, if I were you, I would not put this down without taking a little strip. And look, just take a little bitty strip of scrap paper and do this, because if you know you got a bad feeling that that's going to squish out everywhere, you can get rid of some of that. There you go. All right, so make sure it's upright. Oops. Oh, good, I didn't touch. Just gonna set that right on there. And then for this guy, I should have some adhesive sheet on the back of this. If I didn't lose my mind completely, right? I don't know why it kind of tore there. Okay. There you go. I feel like, yeah, it left a little bit of adhesive sheet. It must have been right at the strip of it. Hold on. I don't want one of my little forkies not to be glued down. I could add glue, but I feel like it's going to come off. There it is. There you go. Stubborn little guy. And I'm just going to have him lay down. I like that. Okay. And there you go. Oh, we still need our bling. And I'm going to tell you what this is called. Hold on. And I'm going to tell you the other stamp set too, like I promised. Okay, I'm going to get this out of the way. That out of the way. So this is the mini catalog, January to June 2022. And this set is, I just passed it. Here it is. It is on page 30. Okay, and you'll see some other beautiful samples. Oh, thank you, Akimi. Akimi's loving the card. Okay, but I wanted to tell you, oh, I need my annual catalog for the other part. Hold the phone. And you guys might correct me. I'm gonna look for the bling in the back of the catalog. Let's see if it's, yes, this is page 142. I used the silver, oops, sorry, you can't see me pointing, silver and clear epoxy essentials, okay? And here it shows that how it's clear and in silver, 2 different colors. Absolutely love these. After I played with these cards, I went back and bought some more. So, and I will show you the stamp set here in a second, but let's go ahead and put them on. Oh, one fell off. One fell off my sheet. Okay, so, all right. All right, so we're gonna put down some ones that look like teardrops because it's coming out of the watering can. Yeah, Kimi, you were in the card swap too. I hope you enjoyed getting your cards. Just need to make sure my water drop is straight. Kimi, your cards were beautiful too. I'm gonna mount them and I'll show them next time I have a Facebook Live session. Sorry, there we go. Why am I raindrop to fall straight? One more. I do like the rule of 3s. I'm not sure who thought of that, but I love it. So we're gonna have one more. So there you go. Everything's got some bling. We got some Wink Stella. We got some heat emboss shimmer. We've got some raindrops. We've got fun fold. What a night of lots and lots of stuff. Fun sayings. Got it all. Okay, so speaking of which, sentiments. Wanted to tell you where I got that. If you spend $100 or more, the end of you have until February 28th. So you're not done yet. You have 6 more days. If you that's also a free one you can get if you spend $300 or more, which some of us, it's not as hard as from some others. Addicted, yes. The Calming Chameleon, just gorgeous. But going back, this is where I use the sentiment just a little high from me, which is what I use on the front. It's called Special Moments. If you spend $100, and you can do that just by getting extra dimensionals and extra
Tombow glue, just prep for the next year. I know some people do that just to get some free product. So that's just a little high from me. And then the other one on the inside, I couldn't wait for a special occasion, and that is right here. I couldn't wait for a special occasion. Other awesome sayings. It's got everything from hang in there to where would I be without a friend like you? Thanks for brightening up my day. Just a card to say you're amazing. Happy birthday. Oh, it's got all kinds of stuff. Good luck. Thanks. Hello, sunshine, which I'm going to show you the other card now because that was a great segue because it is the same stamp set. Okay. And I'm going to just show you tonight. Look at this card. If you're like me and you love black, white, and red together with a splash of yellow, this card was really fun. This one, similar to the other one, when I stamped, I wanted to do something. So each of these have Wink of Stella on them. They're not heat embossed, but each of them have Wink of Stella. The only one heat embossed is on black paper. I did the pot, and I did black embossing powder on black cardstock. And I have the brass butterfly on there. And there's the Hello Sunshine. That was from the same sentiment set, Special Moments. Just love it. Here it is right here. Hello Sunshine. Okay. And this one I used, when I stamped it, I used real red, but I took out that same watercoloring brush. Okay, and again, you see it's got water in here, so it's always sitting here. And I said, you know what? I don't want white, because this would normally show white through here. So I just, right after I stamped it with red, I just took this and just ran my water brush over it, and it pulled some of that red in and kind of gave it like kind of a pink hue. So it looks really like red boots. And then I went over top of it with the Wink of Stella. And again, some people just do it with Wink of Stella, but I just do it in 2 steps. Okay. All right. So, and then these framelits, if you wanted to know, they are from, I did want to show you one of my favorite framelit sets, Scalloped Contours dies. Okay, Scalloped Contours dies. And they're in the annual catalog. And there's just some great framelits. There's even a great border framelit there. Okay, so what I did with this one was I just cut it 1 inch short. So this was a 5.5 by 8.5. Normally would be what you would cut, and then you would score it 4 1/4, right? But what I did was, and I did shop it after, but instead you could just measure it. It's 7, instead of 8.5, it's 7.5. It's really just cutting 1 inch off so that you can see behind. So then on the back, bam, I have this beautiful host paper that's in the annual catalog that you get for hosting a party. There's a huge pack of paper in the annual catalog. I should show you because it is so cool. It's in the back where they talk about hosting parties. Oop, right there. Look at me flagging it. Okay, right here. It's called Pattern Party, and it comes with 48 sheets. And one side is all black and white, and the other side is all colorful. So if you like black and white paper, this is for you. This is gorgeous. And then lots of fun colored paper as well. So this was the black and white gingham sheets. Okay, and then what I did was I cut the same rectangle, same embossing folder, not embossing folder, framelit from here. Okay, I cut them both the same size, and when I put down the one in the back, I had it hide. Okay, and this sentiment is from the same stamp set that we've been using. That is one I told you I love so much, Live Life in Full Bloom. It's right here. Okay, and the brass butterflies are in the the mini catalog. All right. So, and I might go back and add some rhinestones to that. What do you think? Maybe? Love, love, love. And I was trying to think if there was anything else. Does anyone have any questions while I clean up? Had fun with this. Sorry, there's not enough hours in the day to keep playing. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Everybody, this celebration catalog is going very, very fast. Only a little over a week left. You should flip through it. And if you need anything out of it, like I said, go stock up on your adhesives, maybe some cardstock. The new annual catalog is coming out in a few months, so the current in colors that are going away. I know I went and bought 1 pack of each of their colors, of the in colors, because I'm just sad to see them go. They're just so beautiful. So I'm gonna, there we go. That is our cards for tonight. And I'll show you. This is how I decorated the envelopes. I just had fun stamping them to match. Okay. I'll bring you back around so we can chat. Oh my goodness, I'm all askew. I'm just all askew. Look at me, I'm all red. Oh my goodness, hang on, too bright, too bright. Countdown to getting new lights in here. Yes, you hear other people have their rooms remodeled. Hopefully I will soon. Oh, Melanie is going to miss Misty Moonlight and Just Shade. Yeah, get your paper and your ink refills now, because I know I'm gonna miss Misty Moonlight. It has been my favorite since it got here. So maybe someday it will come back in one of the other color families, but for right now I am stocking up. Melanie was saying that was a lot of work. I'm sorry guys, it went a little longer than usual, but I really did want you to see some of the steps that were involved if you did want to try it. I hope you took some measurements, hope you took down some pictures. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me at StampingCoast2Coast at gmail.com, or my URL stampingcoast2coast.stampinup.net, where you can also shop for some of this product. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday evening, and I will see you again real soon in 2 weeks. Have a good night. Bye.